Welcome. Today I want to go over the most recent post I've just seen by Insider Gaming. Now, I saw this yesterday, quite early in the morning hours, so I didn't make a video on it then, but I'm going to be talking about it today because I've got something else I want to tack onto it. So if you haven't seen, Insider Gaming posted out an article yesterday on April 1st, so please do take that into note while watching this video. Titled, "The First Ascendant has air quotes no staying power, says Nexon." And so today we're going to be reading through that. Again, this was posted April 1st, so please take it with a pinch of salt. It reads as, "The First Ascendant hasn't even been on the market for 2 years, and the game's developer and publisher, Nexon, seems ready to write it off. In a recent financial update, Nexon's CEO, Jung-Hung Lee, suggested that while TFD did well at launch in July 2024, it quickly fell out of favour with gamers worldwide. He suggests that structural changes would be needed to fix TFD, as what's wrong with the game goes beyond a simple patch." It goes on to read, "The First Ascendant seems ready to collapse, and the first paragraph is a short thing just talking about TFD and how it's a air-quote Guna game. It then goes on to read, "On Steam, it boasts a mixed rating from 110,000 reviews, and on Metacritic, it has a score of around 57 with a user score of 6.2. It's not winning any awards with numbers like that. But once upon a time, it was pretty popular." Taking Steam as the example again, the First Ascendant managed to secure a all-time high peak player count of 264,000 players, which isn't something to scoff at. However, at the time of publishing, the game was floating at around 5k peak users per day at best. On Twitch, it managed to pick up 160k concurrent at launch, but at the time of writing this article, just 200 people were watching the game. In the recent financial document, Nexon's CEO and president declared that the game has no staying power. He directly said it's something that he thinks didn't work. This is what he says. "Let me start with an assessment of what didn't work. Dungeon and Fighter Mobile launched with a terrific momentum in 2024, then lost its way. The retention mechanics weren't strong enough to hold players long term. Same issue with TFD. Strong launch, no staying power. These are design issues that are not fixed with a patch. They require structural changes to game mechanics." He goes on to, the article goes on to say, for a while, sorry about the bike, that isn't in the article, but TFD found fame on account of Nexon adding some audacious and hyper-revealing outfits, which proved to be scandalous at best. It was very short-lived, and even the skimpiest outfits was incapable of retaining too many players. Now, this obviously isn't a great article, so I don't know why Bunny over here has got a big old smile on her face, but you have to be a mega scientist to understand that that's not a great read. And to be honest, it is really, really questioning, and I went to sleep yesterday questioning, the future of TFD, whether it's going to be around in a month, 6 months, a year. And then that kind of leads us to our next thing here, what I woke up and I saw just a couple hours ago. TFD's official Twitter account, and I'll put it on screen here, posted out a tweet saying, "Dev Talk, a chat with Director Ju and CM Jason. Descendants, we'll be going live with Director Ju and CM Jason to talk about the game and answer your questions. Join us for a conversation with the team, live stream schedule 4/2 Thursday, 8 p.m. PT. Now, this is going to be quite hard for me to watch because I'm in the UK, and that is 4 a.m. on the 3rd. So by the time I wake up and actually read it all through tomorrow, we'll obviously have an idea. However, if you've already watched it, and if you're coming back to this video for whatever reason, maybe just leave like a little comment here, a little comment there. Tell me your opinion, because I do really, really want to gather opinions on this. Switch, I want to talk about mine for a second. What is, I am factoring that yesterday, at the time of writing the article, was, the 1st of April. However, TFD doesn't necessarily have a big community, does it? So I don't know why, hey, let's go prank a community. I'm a the TFD community. This game has already kind of been living on a bit of a lifeline for the last God knows how many months, mainly because it has so many internal issues. I've talked before, in my personal opinion, a lot about balance, and how balance is a big problem with this game, and figuring out where to go, figuring out what to do. It has always been a bit of a struggle with this game, let us not lie, and especially in the last goddamn few months. Now, between player count peaks constantly dwindling, I mean, I won't put anything on screen here because I can't really be asked to grab screenshots, but if you look at when Season 3 first released, and then Season 3 Episode 2, Season 3 Episode 3, at all of these times of releases, the max player count, the peaks, are slowly dwindling. I think the one that we just had, TFD Episode, Season 3 Episode 3, was actually received pretty well. But you don't have to be, a mega smart-ass to be able to look at all of the numbers since, and see that there's kind of a bit of a downward spiral. Now, this is quite interesting, obviously, given that at the start of the year, they had a live stream saying that, TFD is going nowhere, and their goal is to get to 30k players by the end of the year on Steam. That's great and all, it's good to have goals in mind, but they didn't promise it, obviously, and I don't want to be a fucking nerd here, but it kind of came across as a promise that they can't keep, and I feel like we're kind of hitting that barrier of they can't keep it now. We have a game that a lot of us, I am assuming you included, love, faced within a really, really trying time, as it doesn't really know where to go forward, and I don't think there's really anything that they can do between now and tomorrow, like a tweet or anything, that's going to really help. It's literally just going to be a wait and see. And in my opinion, it's seeming like, Buddy just disappeared. Oh, God, fucking AFK kicked. It really, really seems that this game is going to be probably getting the nicest way possible shut down, or at least having a deadline to meet. And I mean, who knows? Maybe this could be the craziest little turnaround of all time, and they might turn around and be like, "Bam, TFD 2, wapow." I'm going to hold my cards close to my chest and probably assume that, being realistic, as much as I love this game, it probably isn't going to last much longer. Another thing that is kind of small to mention, but is something that is worth mentioning, is if you go to the TFD Twitter account and you compare how this TFD dev talk thing was presented, being we're going live in a couple hours. There's an ice cream van. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get myself a Mr. fucking Whippy. Anyway, so it obviously says about them going to be having a conversation, and it says that it's going to be answering questions. My kind of main fear here is that if you were to go look, and I can't really be able to look for long, so this is going to take me 2 seconds, hopefully. If you were to go look at any previous, times they talked about the game, a lot of them are being, kind of hyped up. They're going to talk, and they're going to, go live in a couple days, and, just this one here, for example, says, just 2 days left, the Season 3 Episode 3 March update preview is almost here, and that's a dev live stream. And if I even go to before that, and I just go find a random one that they would have put out at some point. Let's have a look here. Let's see if we can't find any. Pretty much all of them, what I'm trying to get around to is it has a bit more oomph, a bit more hype behind them, a bit more yeah, let's fucking do this. And then you get to this one, and it's just kind of we're going live in less than 24 hours. It's not looking too great. It's if I just scroll back to the one in February, the same idea. 2 days, Dyer makes the spotlight, and then 30 minutes to go. And it's all of this stuff. And obviously, I know that's all for major updates, but even before the ones before major updates, if I was to continue going back, well, I'm not going to, because it's going to take me fucking ages. If I was just to go to look for the New Year's one, they have kind of the same thing. The January one here, starting in 30 minutes, only 2 days to go. Every single time they have one of these update streams where they're talking about what's going on with the game, there's always a couple days, warning going into it. And my kind of fear is, we're at the start of April. Yes, the game's second year anniversary is only a couple months away, but it's the question of, are we even going to get to that anniversary? And honestly, in my opinion, it's kind of felt that going towards where we're at the game now, it's kind of felt like the only reason they're continuing to update the game is so they could get the anniversary contest skins out. Now they're out, they don't have any big term commitments to the community or to players or to themselves, and it just kind of seems like they're on a wire that Nexon can cut at any single minute, and it's seeming like the scissors are around that wire, and we will find out tonight. Obviously, I'm hoping for the best of the game, and I'm hoping that we get to play it and enjoy it for many, many years to come, but if that's realistic, I don't know. I want to end the video here. As I said, I'm going to hold my cards close to my chest. I'm going to wait and see. But I just wanted to give you guys an update as to what's happening with TFD. And I hope the bloody best for it.